Ryan was a 24-year-old customer support executive living alone in a small apartment in Mumbai. His life was simple and predictable. Every morning he woke up at 7 a.m., rushed to work, came home exhausted, cooked instant noodles, watched YouTube for a while, and went to bed. Nothing exciting ever happened in his life, and honestly, he had stopped expecting anything to change. One rainy Tuesday night, Ryan was lying on his bed, scrolling through social media. The clock on his phone showed 11:47 p.m. Just as he was about to sleep, his phone vibrated. It was a WhatsApp notification from an unknown number. "Please don't tell Dad. I'll leave tomorrow morning. Meet me at the old railway bridge at 6:00 a.m. This is my final decision." Ryan frowned. He stared at the message for a few seconds before replying. "Sorry, I think you have the wrong number." He put his phone aside, expecting the conversation to end there. 5 seconds later, another message appeared. "I'm so sorry if you're not my brother. Please forget everything. My life is already falling apart." Ryan's heartbeat suddenly became faster. He looked at the screen again and again. Something about those words didn't feel fake. It sounded like someone was scared, desperate, and completely alone. He tried calling the number. The phone was switched off. Ryan looked out of his window. Heavy rain was pouring outside. But for some reason, he couldn't stop thinking about that message. He had no idea that one wrong WhatsApp message was about to pull him into the biggest mystery of his life. Ryan barely slept that night. Every time he closed his eyes, the message appeared in his mind. "Please don't tell Dad." He kept wondering who had sent it. Was it just a family argument? Or was someone truly in danger? At exactly 5:15 a.m., Ryan got out of bed. He told himself he was only going to the old railway bridge to make sure everything was okay. If nobody showed up, he would simply go home. The morning was cold and quiet. Thick fog covered the empty streets as Ryan rode his bike toward the bridge. The city was just beginning to wake up. But the old railway bridge looked completely deserted. He parked his bike and looked around. For almost 10 minutes, nothing happened. Then he noticed a young woman sitting alone on a wooden bench near the tracks. She looked around 23 years old. A small travel bag rested beside her feet, and she kept checking her phone every few seconds. Her eyes were red, as if she had been crying all night. Ryan slowly walked closer. "Excuse me," he said softly. The girl looked up with surprise. "Are you waiting for someone?" She nodded. "My brother, but he's late." Ryan's heart skipped a beat. Without saying anything else, he showed her the WhatsApp message on his phone. The girl's face instantly turned pale. How did you get that message?" Ryan took a deep breath. "I think you sent it to the wrong number." For a few seconds, neither of them spoke. Then, tears slowly rolled down her face. The girl wiped her tears and introduced herself. "My name is Aisha." She looked embarrassed and apologized for disturbing a stranger. Ryan sat beside her without saying a word. After a long silence, Aisha finally spoke. "My brother changed his phone number last week. I forgot to save it. Last night I was scared, and I accidentally sent the message to you instead." Ryan nodded. "But why were you leaving home?" Aisha looked down at the ground. "My father wants me to marry a man I've never met. He doesn't care what I want. Every time I say no, we fight. Yesterday it became worse." She rolled up her sleeve. There was a dark bruise on her arm. Ryan's expression changed. "I couldn't stay there anymore," she whispered. "My brother promised he'd help me leave safely. But now he's not answering my calls." Ryan immediately dialed the number again. Switched off. Aisha's hands started shaking. What if something happened to him? Just then, Ryan's phone vibrated again. It was another message from the same unknown number. There were only 4 words. "Don't trust anyone there." Ryan slowly looked around. For the first time, he realized someone was watching them from the other side of the bridge. Ryan slowly raised his head and looked toward the other side of the bridge. A man wearing a black jacket was standing near an old streetlight. His face was hidden under a cap, and he didn't move. He simply stared at Ryan and Aisha. Ryan whispered, "Do you know him?" Aisha looked carefully and immediately shook her head. "No, I've never seen him before." Ryan reached for his phone to take a picture, but the moment he opened the camera, the man turned around and disappeared into the morning fog. "Let's get out of here," Ryan said. They quickly walked back to Ryan's bike. Before leaving, Aisha looked at the railway tracks one last time, hoping her brother would appear. But the bridge remained silent. As they rode toward the city, Ryan's phone vibrated again. Another WhatsApp message. This time it came from the same unknown number. "Your brother is safe. Go to Greenleaf Cafe. Come alone." Ryan frowned. How does this person know we're together? Aisha looked terrified. "I never told anyone I was coming here." Someone was clearly watching their every move. Without another word, Ryan changed the direction of his bike toward Greenleaf Cafe. Neither of them noticed a white car starting its engine and quietly following them from a distance. Greenleaf Cafe was almost empty. It was only 7:15 in the morning. Ryan and Aisha entered carefully and chose a table near the window. Every customer looked ordinary. A college student was reading a book. An elderly man was drinking tea. A woman was working on her laptop. Nothing seemed suspicious. 5 minutes passed. Then a waiter quietly placed a folded piece of paper on their table. "I was told to give this to you," he said before walking away. Ryan unfolded the note. It read, "Table 9. Don't look back." Ryan's heartbeat became faster. Without turning around, he slowly counted the tables. Table 9 was directly behind them. A calm voice suddenly spoke. "Ryan, thank you for coming." Ryan slowly turned his head. A young man around 27 years old was sitting alone. Aisha jumped from her chair. Arjun. It was her brother. But instead of looking relieved, Arjun looked frightened. He leaned forward and spoke in a low voice. "I didn't send those messages." Ryan and Aisha stared at him in complete shock. Arjun continued. "My phone was stolen yesterday evening." He paused for a second. "Someone else has been texting you using my WhatsApp account." Before anyone could ask another question, Ryan's phone vibrated once again. A new message appeared. "You're already too late." Ryan looked out of the cafe window. The same white car was parked across the road. This time, Ryan quickly stood up and rushed outside. The white car's engine roared to life. Before he could reach it, the driver sped away through the busy morning traffic. "Ryan, wait!" Arjun shouted as he ran after him. But it was too late. The car disappeared around the corner. Ryan returned to the cafe, frustrated. "Who are these people?" he asked. Arjun took a deep breath. "I think this is because of my old job." Ryan looked confused. "What job?" "I worked as an accountant for a construction company. A few weeks ago, I discovered that the owner was transferring huge amounts of money illegally. I secretly copied all the financial records onto a pen drive before resigning." Ryan's eyes widened. "You mean someone is trying to get that pen drive?" Arjun nodded. "They think I still have it." Aisha looked at her brother in shock. "You never told me any of this." "I wanted to protect you," Arjun replied quietly. Just then, Ryan's phone rang. It was the unknown number. He answered immediately. A distorted voice said only one sentence. "Return the pen drive or someone will disappear forever." The call ended. The three of them looked at each other. This was never about a wrong WhatsApp message. Someone had used that message to find Arjun. Arjun finally revealed the truth. "The pen drive isn't with me anymore." Ryan frowned. "Then where is it?" Arjun reached into his wallet and pulled out a small photo of their late mother. Behind the photo was a tiny storage card. "I removed the files from the pen drive and saved them here. The pen drive is empty." Ryan smiled for the first time. "So they're chasing the wrong thing." Arjun nodded. "They don't know the real evidence is still safe." Before they could celebrate, Aisha's phone rang. It was her father. She answered nervously. "Aisha, where are you?" he asked. She stayed silent. Then her father's voice changed. "If you're with Arjun, leave immediately. Those men came to our house this morning. They were looking for both of you." Aisha's face turned pale. "What did you tell them?" "I told them nothing, but they won't stop." The call suddenly disconnected. At that exact moment, Ryan looked through the cafe window. 3 men in black jackets had just stepped out of the same white car. One of them pointed directly toward the cafe entrance. Ryan whispered, "They found us." The cafe door slowly opened and the men walked inside. The cafe fell silent as the 3 men walked in. They looked around the room, pretending to be normal customers, but their eyes stopped on Ryan, Aisha, and Arjun. Ryan whispered, "Don't run, not yet." One of the men slowly reached into his jacket. Ryan thought he was pulling out a weapon, but instead he took out a photograph. It was Arjun's picture. "There he is," the man said. Without waiting another second, Ryan grabbed Aisha's hand. "Run!" The 3 of them rushed through the cafe's back door and entered a narrow alley. Behind them, the men shouted and started chasing them. Ryan knew the area well. He led them through crowded streets, vegetable markets, and small lanes where motorcycles could barely pass. After several minutes of running, they finally hid inside an old warehouse. Everyone was breathing heavily. Arjun looked at Ryan. "I can't keep running anymore." Ryan nodded. "Then we stop running." He took the memory card from Arjun. "We're going to the police." The nearest police station was only 15 minutes away. At first, the officers didn't believe their story. But when Ryan handed over the memory card, everything changed. The files contained bank records, fake company accounts, illegal property deals, and secret payments worth millions of rupees. Within hours, a special investigation team was formed. That evening, police officers raided the construction company's offices. Several senior officials were arrested. The 3 men who had chased Ryan and Aisha were caught while trying to leave the city. During questioning, they admitted they had hacked Arjun's WhatsApp account after stealing his phone. When Aisha accidentally sent the message to that number, they realized she might lead them straight to Arjun. The wrong WhatsApp message had become their trap. But instead, it became the reason they were finally caught. A few months later, life slowly returned to normal. Arjun received an official award for helping expose the corruption. Aisha decided to continue her studies instead of being forced into a marriage she never wanted. Ryan became well known after local news channels shared the incredible story of how an ordinary man helped uncover a major crime. One evening, Ryan was sitting on the same apartment balcony where everything had started. His phone vibrated. For a moment, he smiled nervously. It was just a message from his mother asking if he was coming home for dinner. Ryan laughed and replied, "Yes, Mom, I'll be there soon." Before putting his phone away, he looked at the old chat with the unknown number. If he had ignored that first message, Aisha might never have been found. Arjun's evidence might have disappeared forever, and a group of dangerous criminals would still be free. Sometimes, the biggest changes in life don't begin with a perfect plan. They begin with one wrong WhatsApp message.